Yeah, applause, please. Perfect. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. So, dear project partners, our network members, friends, colleagues, and online participants, we are Lari and Katja from Sorin Sirkus. Sorin Sirkus has been coordinating an EU co-funded strategic development project called CTF Advanced. We are here today to celebrate that this project, CTF Advanced, is in its final stage, and we want to present some key results, findings and outputs that we have had the privilege of working with for the past 2 years.
But first, let ourselves get into the circus mood. And we give the stage to our circus teacher and marvelous circus artist, Eben Aido.
Okay, let's see.
Ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Amazing.
Thank you, Eben.
Thank you so much, Eben Aido, everybody. Okay, so let's get to business. CTF Advanced is an EU co-funded project led by Sorin Sirkus, as I already said, in partnership with 5 circus organizations and networks. Caravan Network, Aalto Circo, Circus Cirker, Cirkeon, and Galway Community Circus. One of the project's aims has been to develop and improve social circus trainers training program called Circus Transformation, later CTF. Social circus refers to circus activities with the goal of personal and community development, mental and social well-being, and social change, rather than the training of professional artists. The CTF training program was developed 15 years ago in collaboration with 2 universities and 8 Caravan Network members. Circus Transformation is a 20-day training for social circus teachers towards building capacity with the European circus teaching community to develop skills around the effective use of circus as a tool for social engagement and change. The CTF training program. In the program, our circus trainers take 4 learning modules at 4 different international circus schools. The goal is to equip the trainers with confidence, new perspectives, and methods for training with the social circus field. CTF Advanced develops and enhances the CTF training program by strengthening the network with partners from social work and youth work. It disseminates the knowledge gained from previous CTF training programs and facilitates active communication between the fields of circus art, social work, and youth work. The project has also been evaluating the CTF training program, improving the pedagogy of the training, and created a peer network and follow-up strategy for CTF alumni. Yeah, that's it for me. So now we invite the researchers to continue to explain what they've been doing in this project. Please. And just a couple of seconds with the change.
Great. Hello. So my name is Ian Walsh. I'm from the University of Galway and chair of Galway Community Circus. I'm one of the research team. I'm just going to introduce my colleagues to begin with as well. So I'm joined today by Dr. Ilaria Bessone, who is from Aalto Circo. I don't know if you want to... And then also Dr. Heta Mulari from Tampere University, but also Sorin Sirkus. So just to begin with, just to give you an overview of the presentation. So we're going to, as all research projects do, I guess, we're going to begin by telling you a little bit about the terms that we defined in the research. Then we're going to tell you about our research objectives, a little bit about the research methodology, which for us was a really exciting part of the project, where we employed some innovative strategies, and we'll tell you about those. And then, of course, the things that people really want to hear, I guess, which is what were the research outcomes from the project, and a few little recommendations around that as well. So you've already had a definition from Larry, I guess, on what social circus is. So we took the term youth and social circus as one of our defining terms at the beginning. And again, it refers to programs offering circus activities, so juggling, floor, aerial, etc., with the goal of personal and community development, mental and social well-being, and social change, rather than the training of professional artists. Again, something that Larry already said to us. But just again, underneath that, just to say that the underpinnings of youth and social circus then are aspects such as physical and emotional safety, accessibility, playfulness and creativity, engaging and embodied character of circus practice, and the centrality of collectivity and community, the imaginary which connects circus with extraordinariness and indeed marginality as well. So the CTF project, Circus Transformation Project, is often spoken about as being training for trainers. So as we were talking about and as we were trying to write about the different practices of CTF, one of the things that we had to really make a distinction about at the beginning was, who are we calling a trainer when everybody technically is a trainer, and who is sort of a participant in the program? So we started off with those terms as well. So for us, when we were talking about the research here, a participant in the program was those circus trainers who attended CTF, whilst the trainers in the report are those circus trainers that led the teaching of modules. So we needed to make that distinction to make it clear so there wasn't any confusion over who were the trainers. And then the other term that we had to define early on in our report and in the process was stakeholders, which was defined as anyone who has a stake in CTF. And that would be the circus schools, project partners, and then, of course, the end beneficiaries. And by end beneficiaries, I guess we mean essentially the people that are taught by the trainers, by the various circus groups. So I'm going to pass you now on to Ilaria to tell you, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our research objectives, and then I'll pass you on to Ilaria, because I'm obviously very excited to do that. To chart the impact of CTF was our goal. And we were looking particularly at CTF 4 to 6. There was already a previous project that looked at the CTF 1 to 3 called CTF Extended. So we're building on that previous project as well. And the years that encompasses is 2018 to 2022. And there was these two kind of main goals within that we had, which was the evaluation of the participants and trainers and the stakeholders' experience. And through that, we were deliberately trying to identify challenges and indeed future needs as well. So now I will pass you on to Ilaria.
Thank you. Okay, so an interesting aspect of our research was the methodology. We used a variety of methods. We used a mixed methods approach, including surveys for former participants of CTF and former trainers, online surveys. We used art-based methods. So in all the focus groups that we conducted, we used visual methods such as drawing or using pictures. We used theater through the tableau methodology, and we used Circus as well. We collected all the data and information and analyzed it through coding, meaning that we identified common themes and connected one theme to the other to build bigger themes and identify what the key findings were. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the creative methodology we use, because I think it's the most interesting part and innovative part of our methodology. And so in particular, we used Circus, which was the focus of the project, also to investigate and to elicit the information and the knowledge. And this was particularly effective because of different points. One is honesty, so quoting from one of the participants, reflecting things through movement gives some kind of honesty. You are kind of forced to be honest to yourself, and it's hard to hide. The second point is that it facilitates elicitation and search for knowledge. So bodily wisdom highlights with extreme clarity what feels right and real and what is not convincing enough. It makes people, quoting again, remember and realize some stuff. Third point, it clarifies and improves accessibility. So using a common circus language reduces the power dynamics between researchers and respondents. It is more fun and engaging than other methods, such as writing or verbal language. It facilitates expression, so deeper reflections, grasping what could have gone lost in translation and what is hard to express with verbal language. And there are some pictures from the methods that we used.
So now moving on to the research outcomes. There were many of them, but we have chosen here the most relevant ones in this context. So first of all, the centrality of relationships. Relationships here meaning building friendships, building networks, building communities, having the sense of belonging into a circus community. Also possibilities for international cooperation. So this relationship aspect was something that was talked a lot about in our research data. And that coupled with the development of professional skills. So kind of these go hand in hand, the relationships and the professional skills. Secondly, the advantages and risks of professionalization. Of course, it's easy to think about the advantages of professionalization to be recognized as a professional, as a social circus teacher or trainer. But then we were also talking about and hearing about the risks that might be included, including exclusion, for example, creating hierarchies, borders, and here we find it important to that the possibilities to participate in the CTF training are still possible for diverse circus schools, diverse countries, diverse contexts. And thirdly, social circus pedagogy as a way to respond to current affairs, crises, and inequalities. So we are living in quite a difficult time. There are new crises coming up all the time. So how can social circus training, how can programs such as CTF Advanced be a platform where you can react to the new crises that are coming up? And how can social circus training be part of the response to these crises? Then the second slide of research outcomes. One important thing was the value of vulnerability, that meaning both in teaching and learning. By this we mean the ability and the possibility to express vulnerability and uncertainty in learning and teaching. The possibility to say no, or I don't know, or maybe change your opinion, the possibility of learning from your own mistakes, these kind of issues. Also, the embodied methods for teaching, evaluating, researching. Ilaria already told about how we used Circus as a method in gathering research data and creating research data together with the participants, but also using embodied methods in evaluating. How can that be made possible, for example, through the Circus method?
Yep, sorry, and just to conclude, the final point there is in relation to the cultivation of a safe, brave and relaxed space. And there was a lot of discussion that came up in relation to the learning environment that trainers were, the learning environment of the training itself, but also the learning environment that was being promoted by trainers afterwards after they left CTF. And one of those things that came up was this idea of a safe space in which people could feel free to learn, feel free to communicate and so on. But we also, as a recommendation, thought that maybe the language might change slightly towards the idea of a brave space. And the difference between the two, between a safe and a brave space, I guess, is that in learning there has to also be discomfort. That if we're too safe in our views, that maybe our values, maybe our assumptions are not challenged enough. So that's the idea behind bravery, I guess, within the brave space. And then the relaxed space is something that is quite common, I guess, in a lot of kind of theatrical performances now. And this particularly, we talked about diversity, but I guess this is particularly in relation to kind of neurodiversity. So a relaxed performance at a theatre performance might be where the performance might not have the lights, all the lighting effects on. It might not use a lot of the kind of louder sound effects, and also would allow for the audience to be able to kind of move around the space, or if they have any particular kind of physical tics or anything like that, that people would know this is a relaxed performance, and that's something that we are very accepting of here and so on. So again, that within the practices here within the training, that they might try to think about incorporating aspects of the relaxed space and indeed of the brave space as well. At the same time, we acknowledge that these are quite new things that we're beginning to implement across kind of the performing arts, and that people should be, very forgiving of themselves as they're learning about, and we're doing more research into how we create these brave environments and how we can accommodate all types of learners through neurodiversity as well. So just finally then, just to wrap up, just to say thank you to you all. Just to say as well, this has been a really exciting project for all three of us as researchers. We hadn't worked with each other before, but actually it has been an amazing collaboration, and we really hope to bring forward as a research team to work together on future projects, and we're already talking about those as well. So just to say thank you, and indeed kiitos to all. Thanks a lot.
So then we go forward for a few words about social circus and the cooperation of different kind of modes of it. So, like Lari and researchers were referring, the social circus is a tool for reaching other goals than only gaining the best circus skills. So this is one thing that it's good to remember. It's okay. Through our work and cooperation, we have worked with the different aims and goals from social well-being to motor skills. When we start the cooperation, we always started by interviewing organizations about their beneficiaries, difficulties, and their needs. From there, we create the personalized circus program to address their needs. And here are some of the examples of our affiliates, the organizations that we have been working with. There is Tampere University Hospital, mother and child homes and shelters, child protection units, prison, reception centers. There is also many other places where what we are doing with asylum seekers and refugees, and also City of Tampere. And different kind of groups, families in need of special support, adults, young adults and children in substance abuse and mental health rehabilitation, schools, daycares, and so on. Many kind of different. The main objective of the pedagogical work is the personal development of its participants by developing personal skills such as these are just a few of what we collected here. Personal development, open-mindedness, tolerance, respect, self-confidence, autonomy, and so on. Oh, it's you can be there. So I believe that these explanations are also accepted by our partners who we have been working with internationally, I hope. Social circus as a word and as a concept is still under many debates as to what it makes a difference from the technical circus teaching. The definition of social circus is still evolving, I think. But in both we have the same results, but maybe the most relevant thing is that the objectives are different in social circus and in the basic circus education. Thank you.
So now we are showing a short video or 4-minute video on one of the examples. No, one of the good examples on on how to use social circus as a tool for something, and in this case, it's a tool for making circus more accessible for visually impaired people. Let's see if it works. Yes. Kuvailutulkkauslaitteita kokeillaan, että miten ne toimii. Ja sitten sen lisäksi, niin kuin tässä Heli äsken kertoi, että tässä kehyskertomuksena on sen bändin keikka. Tässä on 12 kappaletta, jotka on sanoitettu. Niin meillä on pistekirjoituksella niiden biisien sanat.
Ei apua teidän kanssa.
Ja tää on nyt sitten se.
No, mä oon Heli Steen ja mä oon yleensä Sorin Sirkuksella ihan opettajana, mutta täällä olen kuvailutulkkina. Kuvailutulkkaus tarkoittaa sitä, että mä kerron, mitä mä näen, kun mä katson sitä esitystä. Ja tavallaan hauska juttu on se, että siinä ei niinkään kuvailla sillä tavalla, että sanotaan, että nyt lavalle tuli vaikka hauska tyyppi, vaan pitää esimerkiksi kuvailla, että lavalle tulee mies, jolla on pitkä nenä ja liehuvat viikset ja hän puhaltelee näitä viiksiä. Ja ne viikset liehuvat, kun hän astelee köpöttäen eteenpäin. Jonkun mielestä se voi olla tosi hauskaa, jonkun mielestä se on ihan tyhmää, jonkun mielestä se voi olla jopa pelottavaa. Että he saa niinku itse luoda sen mielikuvan mielessään ja mä vaan kerron, mitä mä näen. Mä kerron niitä temppuja, kuvailen mahdollisimman tarkasti, valotilanteita sen verran mitä ehtii. Tärkeintä on tästä suuresta määrästä visuaalista materiaalia, niin poimia se oleellinen.
Joo.
Joo, no tämähän on, siis mehän ollaan tämmöisen kävelty.
Joo.
Mutta se oli tietysti ihan matala.
Joo, ei
Ja mua on viety sirkukseen ihan siis pienestä asti, niin aina silloin harvoin kun nyt sirkuksia oli, niin mun äiti vei ja hän sitten niin kuvailutulkkaisesti supatti mun korvaan sitten, että mitä siellä sirkuksessa tapahtui. Ja niin sirkusmaailma on kiehtonut ihan pienestä asti. Mä oon lukenut kaikkia sirkusaiheisia viihderomaaneja ja niin kuin semmoisia, että ja sitten kun meille tuli siis tilaisuus, Sorin Sirkus järjesti näkövammaisille tilaisuuden sitten päästä niin kuin kokeilemaan käytännössä kaikkea. Et me päästiin kokeilemaan trapotsit ja trampoliinit ja jongleeraamaan ja millä rollabolalla liikkumaan ja muuta. Että meillä on ollut muutama niin kuin tämmöinen sessio. Ja sitten tämä on nyt toinen kuvailutulkattu Circus, johon me päästään. Tämä on meille niin kuin tosi merkityksellinen, suuriarvoinen tilaisuus ollut.
Joo, nämä on niin kuin muovikukkia.
Joo, ja sitten itselle se oli semmoinen fysioterapeuttinen myöskin, että kun mulla on aivoperäinen neurologinen näkövamma, niin että vau, mä pystyn seisomaan pallon päällä. Oikeesti, onko se mä, joka tekee rollapolalla jotain? Että niin se itsensä ylittäminen ja se niin kun, sirkuslaisten kanssa kuitenkin sen saman kokeminen, niin se, että mikä on kiehtonut, että siitä tuli sit totta niin kuin omassa elämässä, niin tänä päivänä, kun sä luet sirkusromania ja joku puhuu trapetsista tai nuorasta, niin sä et ajattele, että se on joku pyykkinaru, jolla joku rokkaa ja putoo tai ei putoo, vaan että se on niin kuin ihan konkreettisena päässä, että mitä se ihminen siellä tekee.
Tällä hetkellä nyt ainakin täällä Sorin Sirkuksella on pyritty siihen, että se täällä olisi saavutettavaa. Että toivottavasti muutkin sirkukset sitten innostuu tästä ja alkavat ajaa asiaa eteenpäin.
Thank you so much. And next we have Clara Norman from Circus from Sweden, telling about the affiliates part of the networking in this project. Please.
So, sometimes it's good to be given a task. And our task was the affiliates network. And I struggled with the word and its content. What is an affiliate, really? Is it all the people and organizations we already work with, or do I have to find new ones? And then Sorin Sirkus gave me a tip. How about a social circus breakfast? Just invite some organization for breakfast and then inform them about social circus and see what happens. Okay, I can do that. So I chose the prevention unit of our municipality as they work with young people at risk or not. And they work with programs for violent prevention as field workers, and they know everything, every kid on the street by name. And as they also are employed by the municipality, I knew that they very seldom get treats, and they very seldom get lunches or Christmas presents. So I called my contact from the Alby network in Botkyrka municipality, where we're situated, and I suggested that they could hold a kickoff at Circus. And they were mesmerized, of course. They would have a kickoff. They would have coffee and buns in a circus hall for free. So we gathered 15 people with vast social and pedagogical experience, and I took them of a tour of the premises and told them about Circus and how we started. And then how we are connecting arts and pedagogy, and also about social circus. How we have free drop-in training from people in the municipality, how our office staff prepare sandwiches every Thursday so that the kids will have a sandwich and then they can train for free. And also how we have an open house on Sundays when everyone can come and train, the whole family together, and all about our projects in the suburbs of Gothenburg. And they were stunned. They were thrilled and started connecting at once. And my contact said, I knew you were good people, but I lived in Alby, in this municipality, all my life. But I didn't know that you did all this. You do social work. I was like, yes, but no, but yes. And the questions started coming. How can we help each other to achieve our common goal? What can we do together? How can we help you? Is there any courses you want to attend? So we immediately connected and had a totally new situation. So sometimes it's just great to be given a task and go through with it. And the result, the idea of the affiliates network has opened my eyes for the people and organizations close to us, and that I know of, but now I know of them in a totally new way, and how we can work together. And that if we just spend a little time over coffee and a bun, maybe even call it a kickoff, and create and have creative people, they will, with the social interest and professionalism, they will start to work immediately, and they will immediately connect. And bringing it to now, I'm now guiding senior retired people's groups once a month in the Circus Hall. They have a tour. I tell them about Social Circus. I give them coffee and a bun, and they are now our new ambassadors. We also collaborated with the prevention department and the field workers in organizing a local conference. And here we used a bottom-up strategy. The kids organized the conference, and the politicians were invited as guests. The kids who were organizing were put in the center as experts, and the politicians, the police, the social workers were the audience and were listening to the experts. So sometimes by working like this, we manage to tip the triangle of power, to put the young people and the ones at risk in the center as experts of what kind of change they need in their life. At the last conference, our local police force came. 6 of them took their time to participate in the conference, and they stayed and they talked and they did exercises and they had pizza, because you always need food to make people connect. And in the end, the kids that were organizing the conference, they took photos facing like selfies with the police, and then they hashtagged #MyCop and sent it all over TikTok. So there were like 30 photos of the local police, #MyCop. So in conclusion, sometimes it's a great thing to be given a task. Move out of your comfort zone and into the brave zone. That's where things start to happen for real. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Clara. Next, I'm inviting Becca Clayton from Galway Community Circus, Ireland, to talk about some of the future what the future might hold for us.
The future might hold. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm here just to talk a little bit about what we, as a partnership and a consortium that have been working together on CTF Advanced and other projects, might look to do next to build on the work that we have done so far together. So over the last recent years, there have been quite many successful projects by Caravan Network members that have produced really, really strong project results that have the potential to improve practices of the European youth and social circus sector on many different levels. So obviously we're very proud of CTF Advanced, which, as you've heard, was about improving training for circus trainers and expanding relationships with the social and youth work sectors. But to name a few other projects that have been happening, there recently has been the Reinventing Circus Organisations project, which was looking at organisational structures and work processes to improve working practices and management within circus organisations. There was the Circus Clinic project, which explored the therapeutic potential of contemporary circus and how it can be used to support and advance therapeutic processes for children and adolescents. There was another project called Circus as an International Encounter, which was based on using circus as an integration tool for working with refugee and migrant communities, and many, many other brilliant projects being delivered by the Caravan Network partners. So there's been some really innovative things taking place and some really exciting results that have been produced. So now we need to make the most of them. We know that it can be challenging to implement results or recommendations from these projects, however good they are, once the project is finished, due to a lack of resources, a lack of time or structure, or just the capacity of a busy organisation to translate these into their day-to-day practices. So we're currently working on a new project idea at the moment that's built around integrating and implementing results from at least 2 of the previous mentioned projects, so CTF Advanced and Reinventing Circus Organisations, with the aim to further raise professional standards within the European youth and social circus sector. We haven't decided exactly the route we're going to go down for funding this project. It's likely that it's going to be an Erasmus Plus strategic partnership, and we're aiming to apply in October this year with a view, if we're successful, to start in 2025. But this is all kind of in development at the moment. So this new project is going to focus on training and competency development, put my teeth in, on 2 levels. So we've got the pedagogical level, which will be looking further at training for circus trainers, drawing on the results and recommendations from the CTF Advanced project. And then we'll also be looking at the leadership and management levels of the partner organisations, drawing on methodologies and results from Reinventing Circus Organisations, and hopefully pulling in other results and recommendations from some of the projects we mentioned before, like Circus Clinic and things. So hopefully in doing this, we will ensure that learning and proficiency is spread across multiple levels of a circus organisation, so throughout all the different team members that are working within an organisation. And it will also make sure that organisations have the resources and the framework to be able to implement results in a consistent way that will create maximum benefits and hopefully raise standards across the European youth and social circus community as a whole. So that's the aim. Just to give a little idea of timeline, so we've already done a little bit, and over the next few days we'll be doing some more brainstorming to map how this project might look. Then in April we'll hopefully confirm the partners and have a 3-day writing boot camp in Galway, which sounds quite serious, but boot camp to prepare the application as a collective to make sure that it meets everybody's objectives. Hopefully look to submit an application in October, and fingers crossed, all going well, we'll begin in 2025, and maybe we can do another conference in 2 years' time to say how we did with that. Perfect. But that's the plan. Thank you.
Okay, so now it's time for questions and answers. So if everybody who has been presenting today would come here, and now there's a possibility from you, from the audience, to get some questions or comments, or from YouTube streaming audience. And please raise your hands and ask nice questions.
No one wonders what buns it was I was serving?
I'm just a question for the researchers. How do you imagine you're going to be involved in the new project?
The microphone here. You have to repeat the question to the microphone also.
Okay. So we were asked, I guess, how would the researchers, how do we imagine that we might contribute to the new project? I guess we could contribute in terms of the being involved in the brainstorming of the project and so on, and we're happy to kind of feed in any of the learnings from this particular report that we've created that might feed into the next project. I guess some of those things that we were touching on towards the end, that we have a whole section on kind of recommendations, and that maybe those recommendations, while the next project is not necessarily related to CTF, but some of those learnings, in the way that Becca was saying, that you're taking all of the learning from these different projects and bringing them together. Hopefully, our voice might be included in those learnings, and that actually that might feed into those other projects as well as it develops. So that's, I guess, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else to that?
Yeah, I think that was a perfect answer.
That's good.
I'll just add that I was meaning to have a conversation with you later, Ian, to let you know that we would like there to be a research element in this new project. So we'll be coming to you.
Thanks very much. Good.
Any other questions?
Is there going to be a scientific publication of the report?
Repeating the question?
Yeah.
So the question was if there's going to be a scientific publication of the report. We have actually published one article during this, one academic article during this project, and we are thinking about publishing more, perhaps in relation to the methodology, for example. So probably not like a direct version of the report as an academic article, but some bits and pieces from the report.
But also and the report is going to be published on Caravan's website.
Yes,
probably around May, right? June.
Any other? So,
well, can I ask something?
Yes, of course.
If anybody wants to share what has been the best part of working together in the CTF Advanced project.
Only one thing. I think at least the report. What has been the best thing to work in this project and doing I think the cooperation have been the best, and getting to know new people and getting the researchers within and understanding different things with different objects, like the cooperation with different countries and circus schools, definitely.
Yeah, I could maybe add into that the kind of the possibility to combine research and creative arts and research and circus practitioners together. I mean, that has been very valuable, I think, and very relevant on many levels.
Yeah, and I also agree. It has been a collection of extremely smart, expert, knowledgeable people in the same room and willing to share everything for free and with a good sense of humor and a warm heart. And that has been amazing.
Thank you. I think this is a good sentence to end the seminar, and I want to thank you, all of you, being here and all online listeners. So big applause to everybody, and thank you so much to being part of this.
Thank you. So now we